Good afternoon, beloved. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. It is a beautiful day out there. The temperature is just perfect. I don't know what more we could have hoped for September 5th than what we've got out there today. So today we are moving on to part 2 in our look at Tonic for the Toxic. And with that, we find ourselves in verse 26 of Ephesians chapter 4. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and give no opportunity for the devil. And then on down to verse 31, it says, Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. What is the writer of Ephesians saying there? Well, ultimately, I think the writer of Ephesians is saying, be measured. Be measured. Notice that the writer of Ephesians does not say you shouldn't be angry. It says, be angry and do not sin, and do not let the sun go down on your anger. It's very often not what we do, it's the extent to which we do it and the way in which we keep it that causes us to go outside of bounds. In other words, to no longer be measured. You know, I was wondering the other day as we were school shopping with Scarlett, as she's in 4th grade now, and I think this is about the time we started using them. But I wondered if they still used compasses in school. You know, a compass is where you sit the point down, you had a little pencil on the other end, and you measured it out to say, oh, all right, I need a 45-degree whatever, and you use that to make that point there so that you could create your piece of pie or whatever. Compasses are great for us to figure out because the compass says, okay, I'm not going to allow myself to go beyond this point. So it means you draw that circle and you say, I'm going to stay within that circle. I'm going to be angry, but I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to throw things. I'm not going to be mean-spirited. And more importantly, I'm not going to let it hang on. I'm not going to let my anger hang on, as the text says here, beyond the course of one day. You know, I think part of our problem in society is that we're not measured. We're not measured at all. And it's real easy not to be measured. When you're not talking to somebody and you're just texting or you're writing an email or you're putting something on social media, it is an anomalous blob that you are writing to. And so you can do whatever you want to when you do it. And you forget that there's somebody on the other end with feelings and emotions just like you. And I also think that in our society today, it is easy to caricature folks and believe the worst about them all the time, and therefore let our anger simmer. And when it does, when it simmers like that, you get back over here to verse number 31, and it's turned into bitterness and wrath and slander and malice, and it just sort of explodes. You know, I have a rule. If I'm really upset about something and with somebody, I try my best to speak to them about it within 72 hours. If I'm so concerned about it that in 72 hours I haven't spoken to them about it or given them the opportunity to speak to me about it, then I evidently am not that concerned. Yeah, that's a good rule, I think. I also think it's a good rule to wake up and not wake up angry every day. If there's one thing our country is, beloved, it wakes up angry every day. And when you wake up angry every day, you can't wake up with hope and love and joy. And that's not just for a country. That's for an individual. And so as we look at how to make the society around us better, how do we make ourselves better, we must remember to be measured. To use that compass and be measured. And as we measure out healthy doses of our emotions, we again put out there things that dissolve the hate and the malice and the wrath that is in our society. And we make our society a better place. So, Tonic for the Toxic, Part 2. We'll move on to Part 3 on Monday. And Part 3 is a really interesting discussion. Until then, I look to see you on Sunday, 10 o'clock here at Grove Park, as we look at Mark 7 and two very disparate stories that work on us to see how we are telling stories. Until then, take care. God bless. And remember, grace abounds.